You guys feel spicy? Because I do.
No matter how loud, how kind, respectful, how cute, men will still fucking hate you.
Women are talking about bringing that 4B movement right here to the United States.
I'm about to fucking Operation 4B.
Refuse to date men, get married, have sex with them, or children.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid. Me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement.
No more kitty cat for moderate men. But being all the things that the patriarchy wants us to be. Clearly, they don't give a shit about us.
No attention to men. Delete block. Do not respond to them.
Government cares that they're not having kids because children are the future labor force.
I'm gonna start barking and getting fucking crazy.
You guys crazy? Just like all the women before me who are crazy.
It is the best thing I've ever done for my mental health. We're not crazy. We have to do this together.
Do not acknowledge them. Do not look at them. Do not laugh at their jokes.
Why exactly are you going to keep becoming subservient to a nation that doesn't literally care about?
Bro, y'all should have been started the 4B movement. Celibacy the wave, you know what I mean? Anything to reduce the thoughtfulness, you know what I mean? The thoughtfulness, you know what I mean?
Oh no, I'm devastated.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on the radar.
Man, listen, that was a crazy video. 4Bs, no childbirth, no marriage, no dating, and no sex with men.
Yep.
Welcome back to The Tap. It's your host, Coach D, Real Estate Steve.
What's happening?
Let's tear into this. Unpack this for the viewers. So
Brother, 4B. So we talking about they're not dating, they're not getting married, they're not having sex, and they're not having children. I mean, you taking away everything that's involved in a relationship, you know, so what are you doing? Mm-hmm. And this is from the Korea culture, so it's like, it's funny because over there, they got dating services, bro. They actually got brokers, and a lot of women over there are actually signing up to meet men.
Okay, so thank you to my friend Annie for making that video because I am a Korean woman currently living in Korea and I have so much to say about this topic. So most of the 4B movement videos that I've seen on TikTok are made from foreigners and I think Korean Americans or just Asian people living in the West, but not actually people living in Korea. So like I said, I live in Seoul. What I think is happening is the Western media likes to really pick up on these sensationalist, provocative topics and then makes it into an article and then everyone on TikTok follows suit and makes videos about it. But let me tell you, I am 29, going to turn 30 this year, and literally all the conversations that I have with my friends around my age is about, oh my god, we're looking to get married, we need to find good partners, and we need to do this before it gets too late or we're just like aged out of their marriage market, you know? And I just made a YouTube video about this, Korea's population crisis, why nobody's getting married or having babies. But I also explained there are services in Korea like marriage matchmaking services where people go and you pay a broker and you submit all this information about yourself, your income, your assets, your family background, if you have any debt, like which university you went to, you submit all that information and then they take that and then they will try to match you up with people who they think that you're on par with. So you know how you see in K-dramas how like the poor girl ends up marrying the richest CEO of Korea? Yeah, in reality that never happens. So people go to these marriage services and they're heavily used. There are literally so many in the country because everyone is using them. And so the 4B movement in Korea is a very, very small fraction of the whole Korean population in general. It's just the Western media likes to highlight that part and make it seem like it's the biggest issue in Korea, which it really is not. I can promise you that. Don't believe all those sensational articles written online all the time. Most people in Korea still like the other sex. We want to date, we want to find love, we want to get married. Those are like the big majority. And it's only the small group of extreme radical misandrists and extreme radical misogynists. They just seem like the loudest because the most attention goes to them. But yeah, I literally just dropped a YouTube video explaining about this whole thing, so go watch it.
They take all your personal information, man, and they're matching you with the best possible selection. So it's not even that big over there. It's over here. They done hijacked the movement, man. How you hijack a whole ass movement and turn it into what you want it to be? Just because you mad because of what, the election results? Hey, man, a person won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and hey, best candidate pulled it out, and it is what it
Numbers
is on
say that.
So it's not even worth even continuing to bicker about that. Numbers don't lie. People do. First thing that came to mind was religion. Because here, if it's no sex with men, no marriage, no childbirth, no dating, so you're protesting against a man, but to a certain extent, are you protesting against certain religion?
That's interesting. Also, I would say this. I think, and I'm talking to the women out there, I think the 4B movement should have been doing this. Basically, you're shutting off access to yourself, which is the most important and prized possession. You're shutting that access off to any type of dude. Yeah, it should be for a special type of dude. Yeah, I should have been doing a 4B movement. Hey, this is what we've been asking for. Please continue with the 4B movement and save that for a guy that's worth it. Of course, you should have been doing this. I ain't got no problem with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. This is it's a good standard. It's a really good standard to have as a woman. I want my daughters
to be a 4B,
to embark upon the 4B movement, but for the right cause.
Right.
Not to protest a man. This isn't the first time that the topic of abortion and women's rights has come up and been on the table for discussion. I feel like with women protesting this one person, they could possibly also be missing out on their blessing in a man and missing out on their opportunity to have a family with the right person. It's funny because most of the women that are protesting, it'd be interesting to see what their backstory is. Do they have kids? Do they not have kids? Are these single women that are doing this? Or, is this Bone Quisha and the crew?
The one basically saying the ones that's protesting is the ones that no one wants anybody.
Exactly, yeah.
Said the same thing.
Yeah.
She's shutting it down. Whoopi, ain't no one after you. Shut it down all you want. Ain't nobody after you, Whoopi. The ones that's shutting it down is the ones that's not getting picked anyway.
Oh no. I'm devastated.
And another thing, when you guys say pick me, is that a bad thing? Yeah. Don't you have to get picked, right? We have to ask you.
Yeah.
So being a pick me is basically saying I want to get picked by a good guy. Yeah. So until then, I'm gonna participate in the 4B. What's wrong with that right there? But to do it just because Trump won and you feel like your body rights get taken away? Nah, man, squash.
And this is also a circumstantial topic that we're discussing. It's not like, women are running to the clinic like it's a plan B. This generally is something that is very serious because of the I don't want to use the word damage, but because of how the procedures are done, and it can affect a woman's body.
Right.
Sometimes causing a woman to become sterile and can't have kids if it's not done properly. It's several different issues, in my opinion, that need to be discussed with this. Yeah. Versus just a woman only being stuck on, you can't tell me what to do with my body. I agree, it's your body. Right. I agree. However, we're talking about a serious topic here, and this wouldn't be a topic if the process wasn't abused.
You know what it is? Why it's so a touchy topic, and that's why it's so big now. It's always been a touchy, sensitive topic.
Yes,
but it's not so much we're telling you what to do with your body, but protecting the baby, not the fetus, not the clump of cells, that life that's inside of you. Mm-hmm. What about the baby's rights?
Yeah.
So are we telling you what to do and what not to do? Or are we thinking about that baby? Because after so long, god damn, a third trimester, bro.
Yeah, that's
even
insane.
A second trimester where the heart beating, the baby is kicking and developing and drinking and all that. Yo, we protecting that life right there. Yeah. That's what this whole thing I think is really about.
Yeah.
And it's a state by state decision.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just across the board. No, it's just state by state. You know what I mean?
And I think the specifics about the topic is what's being rolled over.
Yeah.
I think all we're hearing is I'm being told what to do with my body. But the specifics of that is, like you said, third trimester, second trimester, heartbeat. That means that's a living person inside of you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some religions, even before this even was a topic again, like in the forefront like it is now, don't believe in.
Right.
I've had so many young ladies, just talking to them and just hearing just general conversation. I don't believe. No one says anything about that. But the moment that a man says, you can't do that, now here we are today with the 4B movement. So it'll be interesting to see.
So listen, I want to be clear. The 4B movement, we know it originated in Korea, but it wasn't the same as what they're having it to be over here. I think it's like they hijacked it almost. You know what I mean? So over here, it's kind of We're not doing this. We're not giving our bodies. We're not marrying. We're not having kids. Basically, we're not doing anything but focusing on ourselves. That's kind of selfish to me. But over there, it's not that. Actually, over there, they still want marriage, man. Like I said, they even got dating services and brokers set up to find mates and spouses. Like, they still desire a man.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? So I think they just really hijacked it, and they really made it to what they wanted to be, which is not good. Just imagine how our society, men and women, we need each other. If one is doing the 4B movement, how are we supposed to thrive? How am I supposed to find my black queen? You know what I mean? If y'all doing the 4B movement, because I'm looking for where she at. And if you doing the 4B movement, I ain't gonna be able to find you. So I don't think it's productive, though. Honestly, man, for men and women.
It's not. But here's an interesting data point. Currently, according to the most recent data, the main religion in Korea is Christianity.
For real?
Yes. So the minority is Buddhism. Shamanism is a traditional Korean belief system that influences many people's lives as well. However, for us, non-Western religion, when you look at Christianity being like in the forefront of religion, well, then we know what the Bible says about marriage. We know what the Bible says about having sex. So it's kind of like now you're going against a direct blow against against Christianity in that country. So that's something else that's pretty interesting to me is, you're just unfolding all of the principles at which Christianity is built on, the Bible speaks on, for your own selfish reason, because you're being told no.
You know what? And I like that thought. Let me get your answer on this, because a lot of times women will say they're more valuable than just what's between their legs, right? They have more to offer. They're more than that. It's what's up here and everything else. But as soon as you don't get the results that you wanted, or it's conflict, why is the first thing you guys seem to take away is access to that right
access
there?
Yes.
So what is that saying? I'm saying you are worth more than just that. But let's not get it twisted. That is very important. I think that is your power, and I don't blame you for cutting off access to any type of individual. Someone should be worthy for it. But it's like, why as soon as something happened that they don't agree, first, I'm shutting it down. You ain't getting access to this. I ain't doing nothing. And it's like, realistically, that never works. Never works. How are we supposed to thrive as men and women when the first thing you shut down is that, and that's what we need, that's what we want. If you know what I'm saying, if you're worthy, I get that, but it's like, why do they do that, man? Like, why didn't they shut down anything else? You know what I mean? It's like the womb, the access, boom, that's the first thing. But why didn't you shut down maybe your contributions to the household, or going to work, or any other type of business venture or something? But the first thing is your physical, your body. That says a lot without saying a lot.
Yeah, definitely, because they know that's the universal key. That's the bottom line on that. They know that's currency.
Right.
And
I like that, man.
They spend it how they want to.
Yeah.
Some guys can get an unlimited supply of that currency, but it's also depending on what he's bringing to the table.
Yeah.
I wonder how would this look if men did a 4B.
I was gonna say that earlier. So what about a men's 4B? How does that look? What are we cutting off? Provision?
Taking
our money back?
Taking our money. Not providing.
Not protecting.
Not protecting. What else? Money. Providing, protecting.
So what does that look like if we do the
no
4B?
sex.
No sex.
No
Because
sex.
that's mutual. That's both ways.
Yeah.
But with the protecting, so when we see y'all in the streets or getting harassed, we turn another cheek.
Yeah.
We're not taking the 911 calls, the officers, the police, the fire department. We taking that away.
Yeah.
How will society thrive? That's destruction. So that's what I'm saying. This movement is like, in their head it makes sense, but when you actually look at it, like, what if we did that? Society will crumble, bro, because we built infrastructure. We maintain infrastructure. If we took away our resources and protecting it, man, come on, bro. Like,
I like let's get a third party's viewpoint on this. I think we should probably go to the video and let the viewers see the video and see a true opinion of this in live action.
So the thing that I'm constantly seeing on social media every day is people, men and women, saying that the 4B crashed or it failed or it's not working or whatever. And I'm here to say, yes, it is. The only reason why this was a movement, I said this before, is because millions upon millions upon millions of women all around the world got on social media or whatever, and we realized that we were not the only ones going through a lot of the same stuff with males. Thus, it became a movement. Most of us were already 4Bing before there was even a name for it, right? So if this so-called movement failed tomorrow or whatever, according to you guys, these men will still be dry peeing out here. There's still going to be a male loneliness epidemic. It's going to get worse. The attacks on women and stuff is going to get worse. These laws that go against women's rights are going to get worse. And the reason why these things are happening is because all these women all over the world are closing up shop. And this is the part that y'all don't get. The 4B has worked and it will continue to work for those of us who are in it and who support it. Typically, those of us who are literally in it, it's working for us. Now, let me count all the ways that it's working for us. We're not being cheated on. We're not being lied to and gaslit. We sleep like babies at night. The women who ever had dating apps, I never had one. But for those of the women with a half a brain even who had dating apps, they deleted them shits. You know what I'm saying? We're not dealing with all the woes and the BS that comes with dealing with males and their BS, right? We're not dealing with it, okay? You guys are the ones who still got women coming to you as a woman. We're not dealing with any of this stuff, right? We're living our best lives, taking trips, working, making our own money, creating our gardens and all types. We're living life, boo-boo.
I don't know what's so funny about this fake 4B outrage from the men is that anytime a woman expresses her terrible experiences with a man, then it's always, you should have picked better. So now we're not picking at all, and you motherfuckers got a problem with it. Then don't let us talk about our deadbeat ass baby daddies. Then it's, you should have kept your fucking legs closed. So now we choosing not to fuck y'all at all, and y'all still got a problem with that. Then it's always, y'all bitches asking for too much. Y'all some gold diggers. Y'all want us for our money. Now we not asking y'all for a fucking thing. Absolutely nothing. Just leave us the fuck alone. And y'all got a problem with that. Then when women start talking about how they want a ring, they want to get married, then it's a ring shouldn't, determine how much I love you. And a marriage is just a piece of paper. We don't have to do that. So now that bitches don't even give a fuck to get married no more. Y'all got a problem with that. Women get blamed for being the single mother who actually stayed with the kids while the men go out and create 7 more single parent homes. And now y'all mad because we don't want to have no more kids at all. And if we don't have no kids right now, we not ever gonna have none until y'all get y'all shit together. So instead of empathizing with us when we talk about these terrible experiences with these men, y'all blame us for how men treat us and how they act. It's always, you should have picked better, instead of holding your fellow man accountable for their actions or apologizing on their behalf. We're gonna do better, queen. But no, y'all always place the blame on us. And now that we done found a fucking solution to the problem, since y'all ain't gonna fix it, we'll fix it. We're just gonna leave y'all the fuck alone. And y'all do whatever the fuck y'all wanna do without us. But let me not. Cause it's gonna be some pick-me ass bitches that's gonna still remain, out in the open for y'all to grab them and pick them. But I guarantee you it's gonna be bitches that y'all don't even want to have shit to do with. Y'all not gonna be attracted to them hoes at all. So good luck. Good luck with them hoes and your homeboys. Cause y'all, like I said, y'all made this bed lay in it. What the fuck is y'all mad for? And y'all can think this shit cap if y'all want to. This 4B movement came from South Korea. The South Korea bitches stood so hard on business that they don't even have first grade classes to enroll this year in several different schools. They don't even have enough children to put in a first grade class because them bitches said no.
All right, so let's tear into a few things, Real Estate Steve. Couple questions that come to mind. Ladies, if you decide to embark on this journey of the 4 Bs, what's your end result? What's your end goal?
What are you trying to accomplish out of this? I say we always got to work with each other. You know what I mean? We can't just completely do without each other. So I say, how about you be more selective about who you give access to and who you date? Because you're mad because of, I guess you feel like your rights are getting taken away. But I mean, not to be mean, but join the party. We feel like our rights got taken away in family court. When we told how much time we can spend with our kids, how much we have to pay if we can or can't have access or
anything
custody.
outside of that payment is a gift.
Family court and divorce court is lopsided upside down. It's not in our favor. So now you feel how we feel because they tell us what to do with our seed and our money and our finances. I mean, we're ordered. That's a court order. So I would say just be more selective about
So, ladies, part 2 to my question is this. Are you prepared to go 4 years without any support? Because not all of you are CEOs. Not all of you are entrepreneurs. Not all of you have a 4-year college degree. Not all of you have a hustle that will carry you for the next 4 years. Because that's what Donald Trump's term is. One more term is the next 4 years. So are you all truly prepared to go and go the distance with this? Because according to your 4 Bs, you're standing your ground on that. Well, then is it fair for men to stand their ground on, well, if that's what you're doing and this is what you want to sacrifice, well, then we're not doing anything either. No child support, no financial support in any capacity over the next 4 years.
And I'll say this, to be so mad about Donald Trump winning, do you know it was a woman that ran his campaign that helped him win? Do you know he appointed, was it the first woman of chief of staff? Who was it? Chief of staff. And then he made insurance companies liable. Like he's pretty much forcing them to cover fertilization insurance. I think it's like, is it IBF or something like that? But anyway,
the process.
Yeah. So if it's hard for you to get pregnant, he'll cover
artificial insemination.
Yeah, all that stuff he's covering. He's pro-life, and it's like you're not hearing about that. Abortion or the freedom to get an abortion is more important than that, but no one's covering that, and I think that's big. You know what I mean? Even in Korea right now, the classrooms, I think they were saying like the first grade classrooms, they can't fill them up because there's no kids. That's not a solution. So the fact that he's saying insurance companies, you're going to cover this because we value women, we value their womb, and we want you guys to bring new life into this world. You're going to cover any expenses because he's pro-life. I love that. That's respecting women's body up here to me, personally.
And you know, there's so many thoughts that come to mind, but one of the thoughts is this, ladies. Well, first of all, let me address my guys. Hey, if you see that we're moving in the direction of possibly there being more stringent stipulations around abortion, fellas, that means put something on. Protect yourself, fellas. But ladies, for some of you who don't make the guys put something on, why are you so fired up about this 4B and you didn't do your part to even make them put something on to begin with?
Facts, but it's a bigger risk.
That question can go down a black rabbit hole. However, it's just something to chew on.
Man, and saying that though, because I know we do have responsibility, right? It takes two to make a baby. But I've said this before, we don't have to have the baby. Our health isn't at risk. So yes, it's up to us to strap up and be protective. But for the women, because you have to have the baby, you have to put your life and your womb at risk, you have to be more selective. You guys grant access to that. We're not saying we don't have any kind of responsibility, but we're saying I think it's more on you because your body is the one that's at risk. You know what I'm saying? Your body is changing. You have to take care of life inside you. So that's all I'm saying. Just be more selective about who you allow access to without the condom, because you know the possibility you can bring life and you can have a baby, you can get pregnant. So let's not get it twisted. We know we have some differences between us, but I think it's more important to come together, because a lot of this talk about I'm taking this away, I'm taking that away, it makes divisiveness between us, and we need to connect. We need to be solid. We need to be together. And I'm speaking for myself about, and it's all communities, but I'm Black. I think there's enough separation in the black community when we talk about men and women. So I would like to see us come together more and have more solutions, appreciate each other of what we can do and what we do, quote unquote, bring to the table, instead of focusing on this person voted for that person, this person voted for that person, you don't believe this, women this, men that. Let's come together and talk about something more positive. I think that's more so the solution. And I think we'll get further along. What do you think, man?
Last weekend I went to go see Tony Rock. He led in with, is this a red room or a blue room?
Uh-huh.
He said, well, I'll tell you what, did we lose? Everybody was like, yeah. The messaging wasn't divisive that he started to promote. It was, well, at the end of the day, no matter who's in there, do what the hell you need to do to make sure that you're good.
Yep.
Do what you need to do to make sure you're good. Part of us being good is working together as a team.
Yeah.
So that means male, female, husband, wife, team. The divisiveness, the tricks of the media, only displaying certain content to keep us divided, that those days are getting old. Those days are getting numbered. We have to work together. We have to promote family. We have to promote togetherness. This country, back in the day with our grandparents and great-grandparents, they survived by leaning on each other. So even with this, we can't move to a space of, well, then hell, I'm just going to remove myself out of the family dynamic. And that's what women are making a stand to do. For the longest, it was the man leaving. Now the woman's leaving too. What do our kids have to look forward to?
And I think that's almost laziness too. I'm a victim of that sometimes. I get frustrated because of maybe the atmosphere of the date market, or just getting frustrated running to the wrong person. And sometimes you do want to remove yourself. I ain't dating, I ain't talking to no one, I'm gonna just do my own thing. But that's the same thing that we get on women for doing, get a cat, dial on, or whatever. If I adopt those same tendencies, I'll be doing the same thing. I'm removing myself.
Yeah.
And it's not good for the community. So if I'm a strong black man and I got things to add of value, me removing myself is not good. I'd rather have a woman right next to me and work together and come together and be the shit.
Yeah.
Versus just doing my own thing and being a bachelor forever, or not really, for the community, I just don't think that's a good thing. I actually think I'm built to have a woman next to me, to be honest. With my qualities and my attributes, I think I'm actually built for that. So I think you get the best out of me for having a strong woman next to me, versus if I'm just out here doing my own thing and taking away my resources and calling it the 4R movement, or the 4P, protection, provision, penis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We could do the 4P movement, but that's no good for anyone. You know what I mean? It's not good for society. So I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to subscribe to it. I don't care what kind of podcast, because there's all kind of negative podcasts, but you know what? There's good podcasts too.
Yeah.
And I think it's good because you can't always listen to just mainstream media. Podcast is good. Ours is good. We talk about some good shit.
Yeah. So with that being said, hit that subscribe button below. And if you like the content that we are talking about and we're covering, tap in. Look at some more of our videos. Subscribe button below. Tap podcast right here. Hit it right here. Hey, I'm going to end this with this. Jay-Z said it best on 444. Nobody wins when a family feuds.
I like that.
This is Coach D. That's Real Estate Steve.
Yes, sir.
Drew on the ones and twos. We love y'all. Tap in. Have a great evening.